Hey there. We've got a few minutes, so I'm going to just get myself set up here and face the window for my flow because it is a beautiful morning in Miami, Florida, which hopefully the sun shining in shortly doesn't get a little too crazy on the lighting. I'm going to move my blocks to the front of the mat. Actually, here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. Yeah, that might be a bit much. So, I am all for there we go. And little light. So, all right. You still with me? 7:59. So, I am hoping to see a few people pop on, comment as you join in. And if not, replays are also going to be available. So I'm going to start in hero's pose today with a block behind my calves. If that is not comfortable for you, please feel free to start. You can always use a second block. See how that goes. Maybe that sits you up enough to help the knees. This morning I'm a little stiff. Who am I kidding? Every morning I wake up a little bit like the Tin Man. And the mobility of yoga in the asana practice is the oil for my joints to get started for the day. So as we are starting out at 8 a.m., yay, let's keep this to a 30-minute flow. Yeah, you're going to join me. This is Porter. Porter is my yoga friend. He also likes to take up my entire mat. Yeah, there you go, buddy. All right. So, settle in. Become present. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let that go through the mouth. Flutter the eyelids closed if they're open. Don't worry, I'm not doing anything on the screen that you need to see right now. We're just settling in with some deep breaths, becoming present. I like to take 3 breaths. The first breath to inhale in. Feel the lungs, just take a moment, feel it swirl around. And as you exhale, let go anything that has already occurred this morning that maybe you're bringing with you on the mat. Take your next inhale in, maybe deepen. Feel the lungs expand, the rib cage lift. Create a little bit more space in the sides of the body. And then as you open the mouth and exhale this breath, let go of anything you may have planned today. And this final breath, as you inhale in, pause at the top. Really feel that breath swirl around in the lungs. Notice how it feels in the shoulders. Relax your shoulders. Still hold the breath if you can. And exhale. Be present. Set your intention for your practice today. Whatever it may be, maybe if you struggle to come up with intentions on the spot, an I am statement is a great place to start. A positive I am, right? No negativity on this mat. All for you. Flutter open the eyes. And as we practice today, understand that I give options for your practice. You tap into your body and determine where you are today. And if there's something that I offer that doesn't seem to fit well within your physical or even mental, maybe you're just not in the mood, let it go. Settle into a space that feels good for you. And then meet me in the next shape and feel how that one feels. We're going to gather the arms. Inhale, reach the arms up and over the head. Interlace the fingers. Flip the palms. Reach the arms up to the sky. Take a little side body stretch over to your right. Continue to breathe. On the inhale, come to center. And the exhale, sway to the left. Let's take that one more time. Inhaling, come to center. And exhale, shift to the right. Inhale, come to center, and exhale over to the left. Release the fingers, maybe gather them behind you if you can. Interlace the fingers behind you. If not, just reach the arms back. Let's squeeze the shoulders. Roll them up, back, and down. Take a moment, drop the chin to the chest, and gently rock your chin from right to left shoulder. Breathing as you do so. You can even use the breath as you inhale. Bring the chin to the shoulder. Exhale. Drop the chin. Inhale. Left. Exhale. Drop your chin. One more. Inhale. Tick tock. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Release the fingers, roll the shoulders with your chin still down at your chest. Take the arms, reach them up over your head, interlace the fingers, bend the elbows, and gently take the hands behind the back of your head. You can keep the elbows out and just feel a little bit of the weight on the back of your head. You can start to release the elbows, start to round a little bit up into the upper back. Don't pull. Just feel the weight, add a little bit of resistance and tension to lengthen through the back of the neck. Inhale, open up, gaze starts to go up towards the ceiling, open the elbows away from each other. Squeeze the shoulder blades in together. And then release. We're going to come up off of those blocks if you're on them and place them back up at the front of your mat. If you have a furry companion, make sure that they're off of the mat so that you're not stepping on them during your practice. I'm going to come with my hands underneath the shoulders into our tabletop position without blocks. Roll the hips. Just start to feel into where you are today. Notice how your spine feels. Maybe move through a little flexion and extension. And then take a moment with the hands. You're going to flip the fingertips over to the edges of the mat. I know it's hard to see because I've got a little fur body in the way. Rock a little side to side. And then maybe, if that feels good, the fingertips can point to the knees. Now you start to shift the body forward and back as you start to settle in and feel that forearm stretch. Let's take a moment. Bring the toes and curl them under, bringing the knees together. Shift your hips back towards your heels. Lengthen through the spine, press the hands into the mat. You can stay here if that's enough for you. You can also slide the hands up the thighs, shake the hands out, flick the fingers. Maybe do some nice little arm circles here. We're just distracting from what's going on back there, right? A little party with your hands to help take the mind away from the party going on with your feet. Release. Tap the toes out. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of threaded needle. So we're going to take the left hand underneath your nose. You're going to reach the right arm forward, up and around. Let's take that nice little circle one more time. Reach the hand down. Right hand comes forward. Reach it up. Reach it down. And then this time when we reach up, we're going to take that right arm and scoop it underneath the chest. This is where the blocks can come in. If you need to place the block underneath your right tricep, go ahead. And then extend the left arm over your head, keeping your hips up in the air. A little bit of shoulder stretch here. Breathing, settling into the shape. We're going to slide the left hand underneath the left shoulder, rise up, reach that right arm forward, take a nice little circle, and then release the right hand down to the mat. You're going to go ahead and come into a bear hover, curl the toes, lift the knees, hover the knees from the mat, engage your core, start to feel your abs firing up, maybe the back of your body, push your tail back towards your heels, and then release. Keep the toes curled under, place the hands out long, come up into plank pose, and then from plank you're holding, push the earth away, separate the shoulders, release and soften. You're going to look back at your toes as your heels lift up into your first downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and kick the right leg back, three-legged dog. Draw the right knee around in a circle, maybe float into a hovering plank, right knee, right elbow, and circle it back, three-legged dog. Go ahead and drop that foot down. Push the hands, start to bend the knees, hover back down to your bear hover here. Feel yourself firing up through the quads. The core is lifted, engaged. Release the knees. Slide the hands back underneath the shoulders. Let the toes release. Take the right hand underneath your nose. Inhale your left arm forward, up, round. Reach that arm up, over, round. And last time, reaching up. This time, we're going to go ahead and take your left hand and you're going to place it underneath for a threaded needle. As your arm comes under, again, you can use a block or a pillow to support if you need it. The right arm extends long. Breathing. And from here, you're going to slide that right hand back underneath the shoulder, press the palm into the mat, reach the arm up, take one more of those nice little circles. And hand comes down, center, curl the big toes, all the toes, get all the piggies in there, right? Maybe even your pinky toe comes into this party. Press into your hands firmly, start to engage through the core, lift the knees, hover. This nice little bear hover here feels really good to activate and start to become aware of the strength within our body. Let those knees come down. Go ahead and step the hands out. And we're going to come into our plank pose. So you need to step the hands out far enough to where when you straighten the legs, maybe you have to step the feet back. Hold your plank pose. This time squeeze the shoulders in. push the earth away. Release, relax. Come into another downward facing dog. And as you step into this downward facing dog, maybe pedal the feet for a moment. This is our second one, so maybe explore how this feels. Now that the body is like, oh, we're doing this, okay. And then heels up, heels down, left leg extends, bend the knee, take a nice little circle, roll it up and around, and as you roll it around, look forward, come into that plank, see if you can touch your knee to your elbow, kick it back, three-legged dog. And release the left leg down. Let's come into a bear hover here, bending the elbows, keep the hips lifted, push the hips back towards your heels. Your ears are in line with your biceps, really push through the earth. Maybe lower the knees a little bit more. And then release, rolling forward, knees come down. We're going to bring our hands up to our blocks if you have them. And we're going to come into downward facing dog here. And from the downward facing dog, this time the right leg steps back or reaches back through three-legged dog. Then you're going to round through the spine, step the right foot forward into a runner's lunge. Square the hips. Breathe it here. Drop the left knee down. Keep the toe curled under. Reach up 90-90. So we're not dropping that front hip flexor forward into that hip flexing. Nice little drop. We're just coming into our first low lunge here. Toe curled under to keep stretching through the bottom of the foot. Release the hands down. Straighten through the back leg. Slide the right leg back. Downward facing dog. Left leg kicks back. Draw the left foot forward. Runner's lunge on this side. Check it out. Feel the strength of your legs. And then release that right knee down to the ground. Rise up. And if you are feeling a lot wobbly and you want to stay down, please do so. Again, I'll bring back just a little halfway check. If something doesn't feel right within your body, you can move into a shape that feels good for you and accommodates your needs. Straighten through the back leg. Slide the left leg back. Downward facing dog. Now, we're going to come off the blocks here. You're going to step your hands off as you walk your hands back towards your feet, bending your knees a lot. Ragdoll. Let the head go. Hopefully my microphone isn't like breathing heavily into your ear as I enjoy this stretch. This is probably one of my favorite stretches for the back body. Release the hands. I could be here all day. And keep the chin tucked in. Press into the feet. Engage firmly. Rise up. Shoulders reach up, back, down. Arms reach up. Nice little back bend here at the back of our mat. And release, hands to hips. We're going to walk it up to the front of the mat, but we're going to do so with focus and control. Right knee comes up, pull it up, maybe take your hand and lift up a little bit higher and see if you can hold for 3, 2, 1. Place your foot down as though stepping forward, because you are. Get balance in that right foot pressing down. Feel the left foot start to float. Pull it forward. Lift that knee up a little higher. Maybe give it a little help. Squeeze it up a little bit higher. See if you can hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Release your foot down. We're going to do that one more time. Now notice the gaze for me. I'm staying forward. I'm not looking at you, because if I look at you, my balance gets challenged a little bit more than I've got this morning. Pull that knee in. Maybe you don't use your finger this time and you find yourself able to actually lift and use the hip flexor strength to pull that knee into the chest. For 3, 2, 1, release. Last time, stepping the left foot up. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. We're at the front of our mat. Inhale, reach the arms up and over the head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hinge the hips back, lift the fingertips to the shin, look forward, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fingertips to the blocks. Slide the right leg back. Let that right knee drop down. Rise up, hands can come to thighs. Release the toes of the back foot. Inhale, reach the arms up and over the head. Exhale, peel the left hand back. Little nice side twist here. Inhale, reach the right or left arm up. Release the hands down onto the mat. Curl the toes, straighten through the leg. Slide that leg back. Let's push back, downward facing dog. This time, the right leg is going to step forward. So look forward, step forward. Runner's lunge. Release the left knee down. Uncurl the toes. Rise up. Right arm is going to swivel, reach back, open up to the right side of your mat. Inhale, scoop it back up. Release the hands down, curl the toes under. This time, step the left foot forward to the right. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Rise up. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, palms forward, shoulders relaxed, gaze soft. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, release fingertips to the blocks. This time, left leg comes back. Step it back a little bit further, scooch it back. Drop the left knee down. Keep the toes curled under. Rise up. Reach up. This time, as you come back, maybe hinge forward a little bit more. See if you can pull the toes up off the mat. This time, reach back. Maybe you can touch your heel. It's back there somewhere. Reach the hand up as the toes curl. Release the fingertips back down to the mat. Straighten through the back leg. Come into your plank pose and hold it. We're going to get a little spicy with a little bit of the scapula push-up, so go ahead and push the earth away. Release the shoulders together. Push the earth away. Release the shoulders together. Push the earth away and release. Push back. Downward facing dog. This time, left leg. Look forward, step forward. Find your runner's lunge. Release your right knee. Scooch it back. Give yourself some space. You want to be on the front of your kneecap to be able to lift the heel towards the buttocks. And if your knees are super sensitive, I'm sorry, I should have cued, get a blanket or a towel. It's always nice to have. So here, if you want to play around with it, could have done that the first time, I apologize. Pull your heel into your butt and see how that feels. Yes, your hamstrings are going to activate. Whoo. Rise up. Maybe reach up. Shift forward, pull the heel up. Reach the right arm back. Woo, hello foot. Reach it down. Reach the hands onto your block. Straighten your legs. Slide the left foot back. Shoulder push-ups. Come on, squeeze them together. Push them apart. Squeeze them together. Push them apart. Squeeze. Push. There you go. And downward facing dog. From your downward facing, lift up through the heels. Inhale, look forward, hop or step your way. It's always kind of fun to hop with your hands on blocks. I find I get a little bit more space and I can lift my hips a little higher. Lift the hips up into the air. And fold forward, maybe reaching your toes down or your fingers down to your toes. And maybe you hook your peace fingers onto your big toes. Breathe out. Let your head go. Elbows bend. Maybe you start to allow yourself to fold a little bit deeper here.
We gave our hamstrings an activation with that quad pull. So really feel the hamstrings lengthen here. Believe me, I have a left hamstring that is not a fan of these. So adapt as you need to. Release the fingers out. Inhale, flat back, really start to engage back through the body. Bring awareness through the feet, through the back body. Hold it, maybe hover the hands up to your heart space. Feel the hips hinge back. Maybe you can wiggle the toes. Now from those toes wiggling, start to bend into the knees. Hands at heart center for your chair pose variation. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise up. We're going to use that chair pose to step back into our lunge. So sit back down, hands at heart center. Whew. Step back right. We're going to do that nice little lunge one more time up here. And open up, arms with a T. Sorry, I don't mean to turn my back to you. I'm paying attention. Reach up. And arms to a T the other way. So your right hand is forward, left hand goes back. Feel that nice twist here. Left hand releases to the back leg. Reach the right arm up to the sky. And inhale. Reach the arm up. Whoa, weebles wobble, but you don't fall down. And from here, hands come to heart center, hinge forward, step forward to that modified chair. We're going to do it again on the other side. Left foot floats back to high lunge. Reach up. Come into a nice little opening. Arms with a T. It's almost like you're coming into warrior 2, but your back leg is lifted. Scoop up, inhale. Now we're going to add the twist. Right arm comes back, left arm comes forward. Stay here, maybe release that hand back down to the left leg. Hook it, reach the left arm up to the sky. Inhale, arms to a T. Reach up, hinge forward, hands to heart center, step forward, chair pose, modified. And reach up. All right, so hands to hips. We're gonna take a pause here and we're gonna step the left leg to the back of the mat. And swivel all 10 toes, face forward. Whew. I think I said gentle and now I'm getting a little spicy. Apologies because it is Thursday. We are approaching the weekend. So yeah, get that energy flowing. Reach the hands down. Again, blocks can be very helpful here. If you're paddling at the earth, place the blocks underneath your hands at the level that you need, and then stay there with a flat back if that feels good. And if you want to take it deeper and you don't need the blocks, or you want to take the blocks for a walk, take them between the feet. Fingertips can face forward. And then take a moment, lift the hands up completely, everybody, no matter where your blocks are at. I want you to squeeze your torso in towards your thighs. You feel that? Feel how strong you are? Squeeze it even more. Let your head go. You can hang out right here. You don't even have to put your hands down. If you want a little bit more stretch along with that resistance that you're creating with your muscles, take your hands down onto the mat, start to bend the elbows and draw yourself while you're still holding that squeeze. Don't let go. And let yourself hang. Feels so good along the back of the body, the insides of the thighs. And then come up. I like to use the blocks for side lunges. And so just side to side. So my blocks are on level 3, my hands are on the blocks, I'm flattening through the back, I'm just going side to side. I'm just gooing up some hips in here, feeling the femurs. You can rock the hips a little bit more. So right in here, and then you're getting a little bit on the insides of the thighs. If you want to come to the back of your mat, you can point the toes a little bit like at a 45. Start to sit those hips down. Now,
with the extended leg, if you want to start to feel a little bit more or come a little bit deeper, you can flip onto the heel of that extended leg, point the toes up towards the sky, and shift the hips down towards the mat. Oh, do you feel it? Not gonna lie, I do. So come back to center or stay. I mean, you can stay there for a little bit. We're near the end. So when you come into these, if you want to take a little bit more time or come back to this, please do. 30 minutes goes way so fast. And coming back center. From here, I'm just going to pivot myself to the front of the mat and then release the knees down, swivel around, extend the legs long. I'm keeping my blocks with me because we've done some forward folding already. I want to get a little bit to cool down and allow the back and the front of the body to stretch out. So shift your hips to the middle of the mat and roll down onto your back. So walk the feet in towards your hips. Feet are flat, knees pointed towards the ceiling. Take your block, and I like to say that this flat, you know, when it's level 1, it looks like a Pez coming out of the Pez dispenser, right? Level 2, it's up higher. Level 3, it's a chiclet. I don't know where my brain goes. Sorry, follow along. And from here, you're going to take that block on level 1, lift up the hips, slide the block underneath your sacrum. So that's that beautiful triangle bone at the base of your spine. And it's a nice little ledge to sit your hips on the block. Now, if you're like, oh my God, it's digging into my spine, it's too high, you can lift the hips and slide it down a little bit until you find that nice little ledge. It'll feel totally supported. And if your butt feels like it's sliding off the edge, it's too low, okay? So find yourself on that block. And if you're not with a block, you can use a pillow. You can use a book. From here, let's go ahead and take that right leg, kick it up to the sky, roll the ankles, spread the toes, give them a little love. And we're gonna float that right leg down, straight, float, 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 float. The heel touches down onto the mat, relax the foot, feel the front body, get a nice little stretch to that front of that hip. Breathe. Let yourself savor this for a moment. And then point the toes back up towards the ceiling, activate the leg, float that leg back up towards the sky. Ooh, rotate that ankle one more time because ankles and feet need just as much love as our hips and our shoulders, right? We tend to forget, look at this little ankle. This is supporting me all day long. Give it some love. Bend the knee. Give that some love too. Let the foot come down onto the mat. And then you're going to extend the left foot up to the sky. Whoo, roll the ankles, spread those toes. You know, if you've ever had foot pain or twisted an ankle or, God forbid, broke a toe, all of a sudden you're like, woo, hello feet, how much you do for me. Let that leg float down to the ground. Let the heel drop onto the mat. Let the leg relax, the foot drop out. Feel the front of the left leg open. Now you can play around with both legs. I just caution that sometimes some people feel some pressure in the lower lumbar. Even at level 1, some people like to do this at level 2, lift up, feel a little bit more stretch. That's something that you can play around with when you have a little time. Draw the toes up towards the ceiling, slide the foot back in towards your bum. Take a moment, lift both feet up to the sky. Let your little toes do a little dance of happiness and joy for being free from the weight of your body. And then let those feet plant down, lift the hips, remove your block. roll your spine down. Give yourself a loving hug by pulling yourself in, wrapping your arms around your shin, forehead to knees. Breathe. Rock a little side to side. And you can release into a Shavasana. You can roll into some breath work. And if you feel warm enough, maybe that was the start to get you motivated to do a little bit more physical activity for your day. Not this guy. He's gonna take another nap. So I appreciate you allowing me to take up a little bit of your time this morning. I appreciate the invitation from Tribe Yoga to share some of my yoga teachings with this community. If you enjoy, I will be back each week. I also will be sharing some longer videos to place on YouTube for Tribe. Yeah, so thank you all for coming. And oh, hey, Namaste Rooster. Good to see you too. Have a fabulous day. And thank you so much for showing up for yourself. All right, have a great day.